Let's do this. This is probably the last thing I can do before my trial expires. God damn. We burned through it fast. To the draft we go. Let's do this. Let's see what happens. I have no idea where our picks are. Our first pick is 6th overall, and that... EA? Yeah? I don't think you meant to have that as the screen, EA. Holy shit. Well, that's fucking awful. There we go. It finally loaded the stage. All right, cool. So the Eagles have the #1 pick in the draft. Let's take a look at the draft board. Maybe next year I'll have enough money to play Mutt. I could have the best fucking money team on this platform if I wanted to. Flex, I could. But I don't put money into Mutt, man. I do other great things with my money. Like live in a house and not in my parents' basement. And having a car and not taking an Uber everywhere. And just in general, being happy. But thank you for being here, Malcolm. We love you. There's your 15 seconds of fame. I know that's what you came here for. Congratulations. I love you. So we have to decide here who the hell we're going to target. We look at quarterbacks. It is pretty clear Carson Phillips is the top option of this draft. Is he the right option for us? I do not know. The big issue... Whenever someone has that red diamond, at least in prior years, it always means that they're not good. That they're not going to have a good dev pattern. I mean, like, Derek Wesley's there. He ran a 4.5 40 time. So he's decently fast at 21. I just don't think we can trust it. Phillips is 6'6 at 22. Looks like he has a real cannon of an arm. Early first rounder. Then there's Earl Rudolph, who could be a steal. Also projected to be an early first rounder, has a ridiculous bench for a QB. So basically the big decision is, do we let Carson Phillips fall to us at 6? And if he goes, we take Earl Rudolph. And if not, who do we go for? Aside from that, later on in the draft, Nick Curtis had a 4.66 40 time. Yeah, I don't like that for a 24-year-old scrambler. And then Javier Potter also as a scrambler. Yeah, I don't like the speed ratings on any of those guys. So there are 2 quarterbacks to go for in this draft. If it's not Carson Phillips, it's Earl Rudolph. Running back wise, oh boy. Lamar Adkins is clearly the guy if we were to take a running back. Ran a 4.41, had a great 20-yard shuttle time. 22-year-old out of Georgia, decent reps as well. If we don't take him and rely solely on combine stats, I think we have to set it. It's got to be at least a 7. Maybe, although Greg Townsend's pretty fast. Hold on. So Cecil Ringer, an elusive back. Looks like he has good agility, but not very good speed. So that's a no. Orlando Hanna. Again, 21 years old, ran a 4.47. Not digging it. Not digging it. Townsend, 23 years old. Again, ran a 4.43. Like if we were to take a running back, it could be him later on. Lamar Bronson as a receiving back. Don't like those attributes. Hardesty. Don't like that as a power back either. Too slow. Man. Sean Blue. Nope. Yeah, unfortunately, running back wise, it's a bit rough. Miles Pitts is a really good power back, but he's not very agile or fast. You have to pre-order for the trial? No, you have to have EA Play. EA Play for your 10 hours. Kerry Wheeler's not that good. Knowles, not that good. Jamal Hutchins, not that good. On Burrow. Nope, he's just strong. I don't like the agility of the speed. I mean, a 4.58 for a power back's not that bad, but that late in the draft, not likely to be good. And unfortunately, yeah, I'm not really seeing much here for anybody later in the draft. So this does not look to be a good running back class. If Lamar Adkins falls, we could pick him up, and then maybe Greg Townsend later on. So it looks like we're still going to have the same running back setup next year. Fullback-wise, I mean, we have Tim Tebow. None of these guys are projected to be drafted. Says to me they're probably going to be garbage. Although Johnny Hobbs isn't that bad, but again, he's not being really compared to anybody, so we won't go for that. Wide receiver-wise, Orson Bereston. Early first-round talent. I don't like him. As a deep threat, he only ran a 4.5. He's not tall. He's agile. Like, he's more of a slot receiver than a deep threat. But even then, I mean, at the 4.5, like a 4.5 isn't terrible, but like, he really does seem like more of a slot option. Like, we can take him, but certainly not 6th overall. Juan Wade. Same thing. Not very fast. The agility's kind of I don't like him. I mean, 6'2", he's strong, but he's not very agile. He's not very fast. I don't like that guy at all off of the combine results. To be honest, I mean, Preston as well, like, I'm going to say no. Like, maybe if he was still there late. Mike Roberts is 6'2", is tall, can jump, is strong, ran a 4.4, straight 4s. Mike Roberts, I don't mind. That's probably the most confident I am in a wide receiver so far. The other two, again, running 4.5s. No thanks. Jeray Hamilton also ran a 4.5. He's tall, he can jump, he has good agility. I mean, not bad, but not amazing. I guess we can add, again, just those two. Like, they might end up being good, but those combine grades I don't like at all. Oscar Elliott, we're going to avoid. Again, whenever I see a red diamond, that scares me away immediately. I'd rather be proven wrong. Tyrus Pettis, ran a 4.52. This doesn't look that good as a deep threat. He's not the fastest, doesn't have the best agility. He's not the tallest with the great jumping. I don't like him. Sidney Baldwin, 6'4", tall as hell. Some decent agility. But again, you know, almost at a 4. Like, he doesn't look that bad. Again, ran under a 4.5 at least. Has the height, has the jumping. The agility's not amazing, but he's relatively strong. Tomas Perez, no. Again, barely under a 4.5. Doesn't have great agility. It looks like there's a lot of great receivers, and it is, but it might as well be a game of Minesweeper, where you know there's no way all these guys are going to be great. Bobby White. Bobby. 4.34 with good agility. Say hello to our new Julian Edelman. Kyle McLeod. McLeod, if you prefer. Not fast, not agile. Get out of here. Glenn Cooper. Fast. Doesn't have the best agility in the world, but fast. We can work with that. And aside from that, now we're going off of combine scores. I don't really like Jimmy Hobbs. Kinley has good agility and decent speed. Kinley, kindly. Pettit, no. Bennett, no. Marvin Hampton, no. Anybody else in the high 6s? A 6.6. All right, I'm not a big fan of that receiving core at all. Like I said, Preston and Wade, these guys could end up being great. Pettis as well. I just don't trust it. Tight end wise, Chris Tennant as a vertical threat. And a 4.72, good vert at 6'3". It's not bad. There's Jose Choice. Also not bad at 23. Dominic Odom. I mean, really, any of those tight ends could be half decent. I don't hate Spencer Clemens either. We don't have an extreme need for a tight end addition. This guy is a pure blocker, is not bad. He just doesn't have the best agility. He's strong, but the agility is not there with it. Whereas this guy has the agility, but he's not strong enough. 19 reps to 28. You combine these two players, Marvin Morris or Preston Ware, and they'd be fantastic. Left tackle, holy shit. Well, we're not taking a left tackle in this draft. That I can tell you, unless we were to go for William McQueen, because he's strong and agile. But yeah, odds are we are not taking anybody. Cameron Hughes isn't that bad. We don't have an extreme need for the O-line, in fairness. It's always something you can be willing to pick up, but Edwards might not be trash for an undrafted player. Left guard, Evan Gaithers. The bench press is much lower than I'd prefer. He's got really good agility, though. He could be a better tackle. And then Marvin Sanders. Marvin Sanders is the guy if we're taking a left guard. That's not even a conversation. At center, we basically didn't get to scout anybody because they all look like trash. If we were going to take anybody, it would be Jack Lipton. Everybody else is garbage. Right guard. Oh my god. No right guards I feel confident in taking in this draft. What is this? 5'7" BJ Ferreira? Nope. Right tackle. Okay, good thing we don't need offensive linemen because this is horrific. This is horrific. Yikes. Left end, LaMarcus Gibson. Looks like a beast. Pat Hillman. BC guy, but some of those combine results are a bit scary. Chad Sims. No. I mean, he's 21. He doesn't look awful, but he's not great. Good reps. Not exactly the cone and shuttle time I want. Cartwright. Nope. 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 Close, but no. Johnny Webb. No. Not feeling it. Right end, Oscar Aiken. Not bad. Not my favorite. Adrian Gonzalez, the bench. Oof, the bench. I mean, he's showing up as a power rusher, but the bench reps are concerning. I'm going to avoid that guy. He could end up being great. I just don't think he's worth the risk when we have to hit on our picks. So it's going to be a no for me. Roderick Woodley. Same thing. Just the bench is a little bit concerning. The speed and everything is okay. He could be worth a later pick. It's going to be a no from me. That's a no from me. Claiborne. Peel, also not there. Oscar Aiken related to Jack. I hope not. Cedric Grant. Really good strength for a defensive edge, but nothing too crazy. Defensive tackle, Eric Hart. Not bad. Matt Jackson. Super kick party. Not bad. Brandon Weaver. Not bad. Good draft for defensive tackles. As it turns out. Maybe not so much Sheldon Humphrey. What about Aaron Carroll? No. Jaden Jones. Fortunately, no. Although late round pick, maybe. It's going to be a no as well. The bench is too low. Burton could be a steal. He's 24. Stuckey is strong. The agility is a tiny bit concerning, but late round steal, maybe. Outside linebacker, Marlon Holiday. Again, I don't trust anybody with the red diamond. I like the strength and agility. The speed's a little bit concerning. Honestly, these two kind of offset. He has the agility. Honestly, I think this guy's got the speed and the strength. He just doesn't have the agility. He's 24, though. Winslow. Well-rounded. Paul Harrison is no from me. Kennedy's a no. Hopkins is a no. I don't think we're going to have any other great linebackers. Yeah, that guy was fast for the left outside linebackers. That's about it. Middle linebacker, Otis Allen. Looks like a beast. Lonnie Lawrence. Not bad at all. George Dawson. Very, very good. Rashad Nash. Very, very... Okay, so this is a good draft as well for middle linebackers. Defensive tackles and middle linebackers. If that is your need, this is the draft for you. I really like what I'm seeing here. Joe Morrow. Bruins great. What is Turner? Yeah, on the fringe. Alex Hanna. It's going to be a no. Bruce Gray. Has the agility and the strength, not quite the speed. This guy has everything but the speed. This could be a draft with some steals in it from the looks of it. On the right-hand side, Brian Dent. A little bit concerned about the bench and the dash time. It's a toss-up. Herbie Joyner. Concerned about the speed. Everything else looks good. Charles Allen. I'm not sold on any of those right side linebackers. None of these guys are a sure thing to me. All of them have at least one kind of area of concern. Corners, Isaiah Davidson.
Good for you!
Doesn't quite have the agility. Forte, coach. Thank you for the follow. Good strength, speed. I don't mind Davidson. Anthony Christie. That agility is a little bit concerning, but great speed, good jumping at 6'2", strong. Rasheem Cormier, no. He's strong, but, I mean, the speed's not bad. I mean, a 4.47's not that bad. I'm going to say no, especially because his third grade's a C+. Calhoun has everything but the jumping. Devin McKell doesn't have the speed that I want. It's going to be a no. Willie Burnett doesn't have the speed that I want. Slot corner, but it's not it. Devin Posey. Still going to say no to that. Donovan Clinton. Nope. Timmy Lynch has everything but the agility. Fortunately, agility is pretty important for a corner. Hayward's not bad, but I'm not entirely sold. Buckhalter. I think we are probably out on corners. Yeah. Alright, almost done here to set up our draft board. Jordan Spillman looks like a beast at safety. Jesus. Jesus. Anthony McKenzie. Not that bad. Not great. Chris Shields, same thing. Chapman, not bad. Not bad at all. He's better than the others. Mitchell, okay. Alright, Shields and McKenzie are out for Chapman and Mitchell. It's not bad at all. Best. Could be the best. So some potential late round steals for safeties. Damian Cloud's not bad either. Bryce Bramble is clearly the best strong side safety in this draft. We won't go for Spillman. Chris Lawrence, not bad either. Ronnie Stewart, not bad. McMahon. It's going to be a no. He is 6'4" with great jumping. It's everything else that concerns me. Felix Van Dyke, not bad. Zach Monroe, Combine Beast. D'Angelo Pope. Somewhat intriguing. Mason Hunt is a no. Matthew Abraham could be a yes. And then kickers and punters, but obviously we don't need anybody. So the big question is, do we trade up for the #1 overall pick? Again, if we were to do so, it would be more money. Carson Phillips is probably the quarterback we want. Earl Rudolph could be the secondary option. Running back, we're not going to take someone in the first round. We're going to look for Lamar Adkins to drop. There are a couple of wide receivers, mainly Hamilton and Roberts, that we'd look for in the top 6. But we do have some good secondary options in round 2. Tight end, nobody we'd want in the first round. Offensive line, Evan Gaithers, but we're only going to target him if he drops because we're good on the O-line. And then you got a couple of left side edge rushers that could be decent. Right side as well with Aiken. I think we have enough good players in the mix. Eric Hart, Marlon Holiday, Otis Allen, Brian Dent, Davidson, and Christie. I think we have enough guys in the mix, Bramble as well, that we're going to end up with a great player no matter what at pick number 6 without having to give up assets. And again, we are absolutely stacked when it comes to draft picks. We're going to have to trade down a lot or trade these for already established players. So I think we will sim these picks, save on a little bit of bonus money. I love that this whiteout screen happens, and we'll deal with it. So we will skip ahead in the draft as the Philadelphia Eagles select somebody. The screen will fix itself in a minute. Yeah, EA, hopefully this is a part of the day 1 patch, please. Hopefully. Please, God, let this be a part of the day 1 patch. Come on. And indeed, the Eagles took the quarterback, Carson Phillips. If we wanted him, we would have had to trade up to get him. 80 overall out of the drafts. Woof. That's tough to miss out on. We would have had to have traded up to get the number 1 pick. We had the assets to do it, but I was hoping he would fall a little bit. Is it because I don't have the draft like live simming? Can you promote people? You can. All right, let's see what happens here. Pick number 2 for the Raiders. They took the wide receiver Orson Breston, who was pretty good, 77 overall to BC. The Bills at 3 take the other wideout, Juan Wade, who I had a feeling wouldn't be so good. For some reason, this keeps happening with the camera cut. I really hope we didn't just miss out on our potential quarterback of the future with, with Philadelphia getting him. The Lions at 4. Gonna wait for this damn camera to cut. This glitch has to be fixed day 1. It has to be fixed day 1. EA, I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Eric Hart, 79 overall defensive tackle, goes to Detroit. And the Vikings take Mike Roberts, 77 overall wide receiver. So, quite a few guys that we had on the board are gone, including the quarterback that we wanted, the top defensive tackle. So if we take a quarterback in this draft, it's Earl Rudolph. Early first round talent, projected to go in the 2nd round, so we can get him later than pick number 6. Lamar Adkins, again, I'd love to get a running back. We don't take him this early. He's likely to fall still. So wide receiver is the only one left that would be projected to go this early is Jeriah Hamilton, who has the agility and the vert jump, but the dash time and the bench press is a little bit concerning. I don't think I can take him 6th overall. That's too big of a risk. That is too big of a risk to take Hamilton here. So aside from that, again, we have a phenomenal left guard in Gaithers, but we don't need him. Point being, we might look to trade this pick. Gibson, mid-first round talent. Does look like a beast at 23. We do need another edge rusher. And then there's also Hillman. Both are pretty good. We could say go for one after the other's selected. On the right-hand side, there's Oscar Aiken. Also available. Again, I don't really like his speed, but the agility and the strength is solid. We got to end up with one of these guys at least to work with Winovich. Defensive tackle, nobody would take early. Linebacker, mid-first round projection, Marlon Holiday. Speed's a little bit concerning. You have Otis Allen. Early first round talent, has everything but high-end speed for this core. Projected mid-first round, but has early first round talent. If we were to take anybody 6th overall, it would be Otis Allen so far. Except on the right, Brian Dent. Same thing. End up with one of the two, and I think we're good. Corners. Late first round talent in Isaiah Davidson. Christie is the same thing. Spillman we definitely want later in the draft. And then there's Bryce Bramble. Now, Bryce Bramble could be worth the pick. But projected late first, early first round talent, he's 23. I don't know if there's one player there that I can say with 100% certainty I think they're going to be amazing. Our next pick is 13th overall. I think we're trading this pick. It's not worth the risk for the bonus money that we'd have to pay out if we miss on the pick. So let's review what's available to us. Houston's offering us their first rounder next year, as well as a fourth this year and next. A first and 2 seconds from Seattle. 2 firsts from Green Bay. I think we got to take that. Can anybody else match 2 firsts? It's too big of a toss-up pick. We have to trade it. Green Bay is offering 2 firsts and a third. We're trading this pick. Green Bay clearly knows who they want. I don't. Green Bay, enjoy pick number 6. And we'll see everyone with pick number 13. I think that was the smart move because the quarterback didn't fall, nor did our top wide receiver option. So Green Bay ends up taking... This fucking glitch is a nightmare. Come on, man. Come on, I don't want to have to go to transactions. Unable to retrieve my data from the server. Good to know. I don't want to have to look. Okay. Hamilton went, the wide receiver. He was a 77 overall to the Packers. I'm trying to see if there's a tab I can go to that'll get that. It's a camera angle that fucks it up. That's a brutal on-screen glitch. How do you break that when it wasn't broken last year? The football team at 7. We'll see who they end up taking. Again, I can't like control the camera angles or anything. So this blows. Come on, EA. This is going to be the longest first round ever. They took quarterback Dante Thomas, who was only a 73. Poor football team. The Bears at 8 take Elijah Jones, 70 overall left tackle. So this could be a bit of a hit or a miss type of draft at this stage. Goodness. The Lions are on the clock. We'll wait for this to go through, and then we'll speed run the next 2 picks here. Oh, EA, you've done it again. This has to be in the day 1 fixes. It has to be. Oh, God. Come on. Come on. Get off the white screen. All right, so Detroit at 9 takes Otis Allen, 77 middle linebacker, and the Jags at 10 take Marlon Holiday, 76 overall outside linebacker. So 2 of the linebackers we were looking at, we weren't sure on. Both of them ended up being worthy of the 6th overall pick. If they have good dev patterns, we won't know, until the end of the draft. So that kind of hurts, but we still have other good options. That's why we were confident trading down. The Eagles had the number 1 pick. They also have pick number 11. And we'll see what happens here as they take Isaiah Davidson, 74 corner, and the Saints take Oscar Elliott, 73 wide receiver. So who was left on our board? A couple linebackers disappeared. Our quarterback in Earl Rudolph is still there. Mid-second round projection, early first round talent. The question is, when do we take him? You could say that offsets by being a late first rounder, so take him with a mid-round pick to play it safe. After this pick, we pick 20th and 21st, 24th as well. So, yeah. I don't know if we take Earl Rudolph right now. Let's see who else is there. Lamar Adkins. Probably take him. I mean, first-round running backs always used to fall. I don't know if they still do, but he could be taken with one of the picks in the 20s if he's still there. And then wide receiver-wise, Baldwin could be late first round. Again, he's 6'4" with a great vert. Good strength. And then Bobby White, fastest wide receiver in the draft. We got to end up with at least one of these guys, if not 2. We'll see what happens. Tight end wise, nobody that we'd go for here early. Jose Choice isn't that bad, but more of a second round pick. Evan Gaithers is still there. Still wouldn't take him right now. Left end, Gibson is still there. Mid-first round talent. Pat Hillman is still there. Mid-first round talent. And Oscar Aiken is still there. Late first round. I want to end up with either Aiken, Gibson, or Hillman, and I'll let the game decide for me who I get, as long as we get one of them. Defensive tackles, I don't think there's anybody we'd take right now either. Yeah, late first rounds to even out for those guys. And then again, unfortunately, the middle linebacker is gone. There is Alani Lawrence, but there's also still Brian Dent. Mid-first round projection. Early first round talent. He's 21. I think we take our first pick here, and I think we take Brian Dent. I'm a little bit worried about the speed. The strength could be a little bit low, but he's 21. He's got great agility. If we don't take Dent, we'd have to rely on Herbie Joyner or Alani Lawrence later in the draft. Then there's Anthony Christie, who could also go later. He's the fastest corner of the draft. Spillman, go late in the first. And then Bryce Bramble. Ooh, Bryce Bramble's still there. Probably also a mid-round pick. I think it's got to be either the safety or the linebacker. We have more options at linebacker than we do at safety. Again, Rudolph should still hopefully be there a little bit later on. Atkins as well. I don't have one of, best bench. First 4, 4, 7. You know, in fairness, it could be Gibson as a mid-first rounder who's kind of right on the money. Gibson is probably the best defensive option for the line. And so it's either Gibson at left end, Brian Dent. I think it's Gibson or Dent. If Bramble Bramble's a beast, and he could even be moved over to linebacker. But he might still be available. We don't necessarily need a safety. We don't have a right end on roster, or an edge on roster. It's Gibson or Dent. Again, I'm a little bit worried about the bench and the 40-yard for Dent, but I'm pretty sure he's just going to be a beast. And then Gibson as well. Eventually, we have to make picks. This we know. The problem is, it's like, who do you take the bet on? Who do you take the bet on? There's linebackers that I like. There's defensive ends that I like. We don't necessarily need options in the secondary, but we could get Bramble later. I do agree Gibson is the best on paper defensive lineman left. Man, this is tough. This is tough. I just want to see what the offers are for the pick. There is another 2 first-round picks option from Tennessee. We're still going to get really good players. I think we can trade down again, get more picks for future seasons, and still end up with really good players that can improve this team. And if not, well then shit, we have more chances down the road with these extra picks. I'm taking the deal from Tennessee. We'll see if I regret it. We'll see if I regret it. How much time do we got left? We still got about an hour. We're okay. The Titans with the pick took 76 left end Pat Hillman. So one of the 3 defensive edges I wanted are gone. And the Chargers take Gerald Dillon, a 72 corner. Pick number 20 is ours. We're on pick number 15. So, I mean, we played it safe. Again, it's not like the NHL game where you can sit there and get all the top players that you want. You got to pick and choose. And we have indeed been picking and choosing. We'll wait for this glitch to go away, so that we can see who the Giants have selected. Can't keep running away from the destiny, right? Captain trade down. Hey! Bill Belichick. That's what happens. The Giants take right guard, 70 overall, Dom Peterson, and the Bengals at 16 take Gibson, who was a 76. Coincidentally, out of the University of Cincinnati. So Gibson's off the board. He was a 76. That means there is 1 defensive end left that I wanted, which means we are about to go talk to our friends in Miami. We are going to go talk to our friends in Miami because there is 1 defensive end left that I wanted, and we're going to get him. And we're going to get him. They need to fix that blinding light. It has to be a day 1 fix. It has to be. Like, it has to be a launch day fix. I'm sure it is. I'd be shocked if it isn't. Guess who walked into a storm to the dentist and it was closed? Oh, Coco, no. Oh, that sucks. All right, any interest in Justin Herron? Who's on both sides. Also, right tackles are untradeable, apparently. Coco, I mean, we're in a real interesting spot here at the draft, is how I'll put it. What we will do is we will use pick number 27. And we'll also see if they have interest in a late round 7th, see how close we are. And we will trade up here to get our defensive end. A 1st, a 6th, and a 7th, Miami. Probably going to have to take a 5th because I don't really have a player. Unless they have interest in Jarrett Stidham. Which they do. How much interest in Stidham? Not nearly enough. I'm perfectly okay with trading away Stidham here. We'll use one of our many 2nd round picks. Alright, it is still going to take a 1st, but we can use Stidham here to save draft picks. So Stidham in the 27th overall pick for the 17th selection. Still not enough. But again, while I do like Jarrett Stidham, I'm cool with getting rid of him. We'll use a 4th rounder as well. Jesus. They are not willing to budge, are they? What about pick 96? Fucking A, Miami. You're really frustrating me. Pick number 68. It's going to take a 1st and a late 2nd. But we'll get it done. We'll also throw Jarrett Stidham into the deal. Miami making sure. I mean, it's a division rival. We can't even tack on a 7th. Done deal. So the 27th overall pick and the 56th, along with Jarrett Stidham, for the 17th overall selection. And we will see. No, we won't. We won't see it all because we're blinded. We will see if we made the right choice trading down. Because again, there was 1 defensive end left that I wanted, and it's Oscar Aiken in the 1st round. I do know, of course, that Brian Dent is still there, but Oscar Aiken's our guy. I said I'd let the AI kind of choose my fate. 22-year-old out of Bama, continuing the Belichick way. Strong, decent agility, a little bit concerning, but again, you factor in it's Oscar Aiken plus 1st round picks. It's worth it. How good is Oscar Aiken? Fuck. He's not bad, but obviously that sucks. 17th overall pick. He was 24th in true value. 74 overall normal dev. How bad is it compared to the defensive ends that we let walk? We'll see what their dev cycles happen, the dev patterns happen to be. It's not ideal. Only 85 strength. Yeah, he's not great. He's not great. But we get someone who's not great, but we get extra draft picks down the road. I'll take it. It's okay. We'll see what happens from here. As the Steelers have pick number 18. And we'll see who they selected with it. Once the fog clears, When will the fog clear? And we'll see who is taken. We have back-to-back picks coming up. EA, for the love of God. For the love of God. That's the risk of trading down. It is, but I'm happy about it because it continues our luck, our chances in the draft year in and year out. And we don't have to commit as much money to that guy. Dent, 78 overall linebacker. Reaver, shut up. And the Broncos at 19 take Pettis, 74 wide receiver. So, Dent is off the board and looked like he was real good. But we had to risk it. We're about saving up space. Earl Rudolph is probably the pick here to get our quarterback. I don't think there's too much conversation to be had there. Again, we're going to wait to see if running backs still fall. None of those wide receivers are as needed as a half-decent quarterback. Gaithers would be worth it later on. Linebacker-wise, we'll now be looking at Alani Lawrence and hoping for the best, or Herbie Joyner. And again, Bryce Bramble is still there. But if there was one quarterback to take, it is Earl Rudolph. And Earl is apparently an early first-round talent, mid-second-round projection. Fingers crossed that Earl Rudolph is the quarterback of the future at 20. Yes. Who needs the number 1 overall pick? Third and true value. Number 8, but number 1 in your hearts. Earl Rudolph. His name is Earl, and he is the new quarterback of the New England Patriots with that hidden dev, 78 overall, 96 throw power out of the gates. He is on steroids. Decent throw on the run as well. 76 speed, 85 acceleration, so it's not as if he's immobile. Let's go, man. 84 stamina, 78 toughness, maybe some injury concerns. Earl Rudolph is our guy. Earl Rudolph is our guy. That was the right time to take him. The big question is, how good is the guy the Eagles got at number 1? And should we have traded for him? We'll find out. But Earl Rudolph, a really good pick. Now this pick. Again, tough choices. Lamar Adkins looks like he could be great. But do we take him now? Wide receivers. We need Baldwin or we need White. Late first-round talent, early projection. We can get him later, hopefully. Same for Bobby White. We can get these guys end of the first round, maybe early second. Tight end-wise, not a major concern. Second-round picks here, though, pretty much across the board. The O-line, again, Gaithers we're not going for right now. There is the defensive tackle option in Jackson, but I think we can wait. We do now need a linebacker. I think it would be a little bit later than this, but right about now, honestly, Alani Lawrence or Herbie Joyner. I'd probably go for Lawrence over Joyner. And then again, there's Christie. Right about now would be the time to draft him. There is Spillman as a safety who could go later. But then there's also Bryce Bramble, early first-round talent. So here's my thing. Is there a dev pattern lower than normal? No. So here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. Here's my concern. Running back-wise, if Adkins goes off the board, right? If Adkins goes, we take Townsend way later on. Wide receiver-wise, we have options, right? Z-Box, thank you for the 35 months off the Prime. Tremendously appreciated. I hope you're well. If we don't get Baldwin or White, we get one of the two. Tight end wise, Tennant or Choice, or even Odom, like we're okay there. In terms of the O-line, again, not a major concern. Gaithers could be the pick if he falls to like the second round. Defensive tackle, I mean, honestly, like Jackson looks good, but so does Weaver. Even Steele. I mean, you could say get Jackson or Weaver. I think, again, that's a trade down situation. Linebacker-wise, I mean, we're talking about Lawrence as a middle linebacker, or we're talking about Herbie Joyner. We got to get one of those two. I would say. Linebacker isn't an extreme need right now, though. In terms of a secondary option, Christie looks to be the best corner. But there is also Calhoun, who could be taken later on if we don't get him. And then again, at safety, it's Spillman or it's Bramble. Both look good. Bramble's the higher projected, but that doesn't mean shit. So the way I see it, there isn't a single position right now where it's like, well, if I don't take this guy, then I'm not getting anybody good in that position. That was our situation at quarterback. It's not really our situation anywhere else. We've made 2 first-round picks already. That's a lot of bonus money to dole out. I think you know where I'm going with this. And yes, it's a risk. But sometimes we let the cards fall where they will. The question is there a nice offer out here? First, second, and a fourth. First, second, and a fourth right now is my favorite. Atlanta's first next year. It's either we make the pick and hope we get it right, or we take a first, second, and fourth from Tampa. And that first rounder's in the end of this round. Pick 31 as the runner-up in the Super Bowl. I'm going to trade down here. I'm going to trade down. We're going to keep hoarding picks the Belichick way in terms of drafting. Let's see who Tampa goes with pick 21. And they select Wesley, 73 overall quarterback. Enjoy the white screen of death. So again, we didn't get Carson Phillips, but we do go ahead and get a pretty goddamn strong quarterback. I just hate this white screen glitch. It's brutal. Like, I don't think there's anything I could do with like my monitor. It's what a horrible glitch. How did they launch the game? I mean, granted, it's EA Play. They haven't technically launched the game, but like, come on, man. Jesus. Let's see who the Jets took at 22. The answer is Christie at corner. So Calhoun was the corner that we cared about. The Panthers are on the board. Is Calhoun worth trading up to get? I don't think so. I think he'll still be on the board. He is, oh God, he is really fast and agile, though. 22 years old. If we were to take a corner, it would be Dominic Calhoun. It's just, is he worth the first-round pick? I think we might leave it up to chance, because if he gets taken, Spillman or Bramble, and we'll be okay. Let's leave it up to chance. If they take him, so be it. Panthers at 23 took linebacker Tommy Scroggins. Not that good. So, our pick here, again, it's based off of, actually, we don't even need corners. Now that I think about it, right? Thanks to the Browns, we don't need corners at all. Because we have Jackson, Jones, Newsome, and Williams. So we'll let Calhoun go unless he slides. Again, safeties, we do have Ronnie Harrison and Kyle Duggar. They're not amazing. They're not bad. Defensive tackle, we do need someone to work with Barmore. And obviously, if we took that defensive end, that's not going to be that great next to Winovich. So it's going to be Jackson or Weaver. Tight end, we actually don't have a desperate need for either, of course. Bramble's the move. Well, if we draft Bramble and he's a beast, that means we can trade Harrison or Kyle Duggar. That's what that means. Or in the short term, move someone over to corner. We might have to make this pick here at 24. Again, the players I'd consider drafting right now, and again, it's an absolute shame that Aiken ended up being kind of a bust. Lamar Adkins, I'd consider, but I think he'll still drop. We're waiting for either Baldwin or White to fall off the board. And then defensive tackle, we do need somebody, but Jackson and Weaver are both solid. I know the grades for Jackson look better. That doesn't always mean anything. They're both mid-first round projection. And then Bramble does look like an absolute beast. I think Spillman's good enough, though, that if we don't take Bramble, we could still get a steal. And if Bramble's overhyped, then we don't get stuck with him. That's my only thought. Like, if he's a bust, we don't get stuck with him and paying him the extra bonus money. We're 50-50 so far. Fuck. Depends on what's available in terms of trading down. First, second, and a fourth from the Bucks. They just want to give us all the picks. I mean, we can completely screw over Tampa Bay here in the future. They are willing to trade virtually all their draft picks. Take the risk on Bramble or a first, second, and fourth to give us more options in the future. I'm a student of Belichick. I'm trading down. I'm sorry. And you'll find out who the Bucks select after this commercial break, apparently. I have no idea who they took. I can't see the board. Somebody turn down the lights. Turn it down. I can't see. Turn down the lights. Turn down the lights. We can't see. Can't see shit. We can't see shit. We can't see shit. Dubois to the Bucks, 73 overall wideout. The Jets at 26 take left tackle Jack Dalton, only a 68. And the Ravens at 26 take 73 corner Marcus Campbell. So 3 picks go by. Not a single one of the players we were targeting goes off the board. Beautiful. Thank you, Tampa. Thank you. We can't see shit. We can't see shit. Turn down the lights for the love of God. We can't see shit. Let's see who was selected here. Alright, the Dolphins. Fuck, I hit the wrong button. No! The Dolphins load at 27. Take Gaithers, the 73 overall guard. And the Eagles will make their 3rd pick of the 1st round in a minute. So Gaithers is off the board, which is fine. He was a bust. So everything's fine. We can't see shit. 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 Come on, let's go. Everybody. This is ridiculous. All right, the Eagles take Bryce Bramble. 77. What's the dev pattern? That is the question. We will trade with the Dallas Cowboys, though, to get our other safety. Again, I'm not afraid of losing Bramble. Why? Because if he has normal dev, is he worth it? Not to us. So I really don't mind. Like, I don't mind at all missing out on Bramble. I'm fine with that. Because, again, Spillman's available, and there's a chance he could be just as good, slightly cheaper, and we have more draft picks to show for it. So it's a risky game we play, but it could very well be worth it. And we are going to have to use very, very, very little to get this deal done. They need a backup left guard. They need a backup center. Are you willing to take Herron? Justin Herron, can he get this deal done? No. What else do they need? A right end? Well, we don't have one of those. They also need a tight end. They do need a safety, but I don't have depth options there. So, down the pick board we go. 7th rounder to move up 2 spots. It's going to be a 6th and a 7th, maybe even 2 6ths to move up with Dallas. Done deal. So with this pick, again, Bramble's off the board. We'll see if our willingness to emphasize future draft selections as well as trying to get good talent pays off. Because at safety, again, Spillman's our guy. And he's the last guy that I'm fully confident in could be a great player. So we're going to take Jordan Spillman out of LSU. He's 21, 6'4", 36-inch vert, great agility, pretty damn strong, and hits like a truck. Jordan Spillman, how good are you? Hidden dev, baby! 74 overall, hidden dev. Let's go. That was worth it. So basically it was Bramble for Spillman and a first, second, and fourth from Tampa. Worth it. No problem. No problem. I'll take that every day of the week. Unless Bramble is an instant superstar X Factor, that was worth it. Absolutely. So Jordan Spillman, welcome aboard. 90 speed, 93 acceleration, 85 hit power. Hits like a truck. Hits like a truck. I'm good with that. I'm very, very good with that. Great pick for us. Who will the Texans select? I don't know. Our next pick is the 11th selection of the second round. So if we want that running back, we are going to have to trade up. But let's see here. The Texans take 74 corner Cormier. Cowboys at 31 take 75 receiver Tomas Perez. And the Chiefs, who the fuck knows who the hell the Chiefs picked. 2 unreal picks with quarterback and safety. I mean, Sniper, like, I get it, right? Like, I missed out on some good talent, I'm sure, but I don't know if you saw it, but we completely tore this team apart. So I'm thinking, how can we be better this season, but also what can we do later on? So, again, right now, we'll see if Adkins gets picked. We'll also see what happens with those 2 wideouts, those 2 defensive tackles. We got linebackers we're interested in. All right, here we go. The Dolphins, pick number 1 of the second round, take. Well, Lamar Adkins was selected by the Chiefs, so he's off, and Dominic Calhoun at corner is also gone. So the Chiefs got Adkins. He would look to be a 74. So Adkins is gone. He didn't look to be amazing, and that's why we don't take running backs very early in the draft. They're way too risky. That other corner's off the board. We're looking at those wide receivers, those defensive tackles, and those linebackers. This glitch sucks. Oh, it sucks. I hate it. I hate it. What'd you do with the coaching staff? Brave, we fired them all, hired the best guys available. This all saves when the game comes out? Yes. All right, the Raiders take Lawrence. So the one linebacker I really wanted is gone. He was a 75. Let's work out a deal with Buffalo. Because now, as far as I know, there is one linebacker left that I wanted, or that was highly touted, and it was Joyner. I mean, there are these guys towards the end of the second round, but Herbie Joyner, again, the speed's a bit of a concern, decent agility, decent bench. Actually projected to be like a mid-second rounder, early to mid-second rounder. I don't know if I'm totally sold on him, but he is probably the best linebacker left in this draft. I think if we're going to take a linebacker, it's got to be him. Early third rounder for George Dawson. How many seconds do we have? All of them. We currently have 5.
Oh, good for you!
Oh, Maddie likes NBA. I like NBA too. Thank you for the follow. And again, we got these 2 wideouts. I don't think I have to jump here, actually, to get Herbie Joyner. It wouldn't be that bad. Trade it for Adkins. Adkins was selected by the Chiefs. I'm going to hold off on Joyner because I do like the looks of Dawson. Charles Allen, not so much. Honestly, Charles Allen, let's take off the board here. Gresham isn't terrible. Honestly, it looks like there are some decent middle linebackers left in this draft. So we could easily move somebody to the outside. I don't think we got to panic here. I don't think we have to. So we'll see who the Bills end up taking once the blinding light from Jesus goes away. God damn it. Again, there's no button I can hit to make it change cameras. It's just there's... Now, yeah, I'm just going to say, I'm in your game changer program for NHL. I could have told you about this for you guys. Let's see. The Bills take middle linebacker Silva. He's a 70. The Lions take Paul, 73 wide receiver. And the Vikings, who the hell knows? We gotta... Oh, God, this sucks. This sucks. At least for these early talents that I really want. Shout out to Bucky Brooks. Oh. Oh, God. Yeah, dude, this always happens with Madden, though. They always break something that wasn't broken the year before in franchise. It's crazy. It's probably because they have the... I unpaused the time, and still, it was doing that before. I can unpause it again, but they took Logan Pratchett. The Falcons take Devin McKell at corner. football team takes Bobby White, who was a 74, and see it happen again. Bobby White, only a 74. He is gone, which means we are getting ready to trade with the Chicago Bears. Sorry to those who wanted Bobby White. Let's work out a deal here with Chicago to get that other wide receiver that we were really targeting. Whole day to walk towards the light. So, we don't really have anything that we can trade unless they have interest in Justin Herron, which they don't. So we'll give up a late second and a fifth. See what Chicago thinks. Almost there. Bobby the light white. So a second, a fourth, and a fifth to trade up. Done deal with Chicago. And we will take our first and maybe only wide receiver of this draft. It will be Sidney Baldwin, who again, 6'4", great vert, 21 years old, good strength, decent agility, right under a 4.5. Sidney Baldwin is the pick. Let's go, baby, we still got it. Another hidden potential, 3 out of 4, and all the draft picks in the world over the next 2 years. Sidney Baldwin, 6'4", hidden dev at a 74 overall. 89 speed and acceleration, 79 catching, 93 jumping at 6'4", with 85 spectacular catch. Teach that man how to run a route and just pop the ball up to him. He's coming down with it. Sidney Baldwin. 93 change of direction as well. Jesus Christ. So we have a future star quarterback, hopefully. A future star receiver, hopefully. Like, this is going very well. Very well indeed. Very happy with that. Again, we're still keeping eyes on defensive tackles. We have a pick coming up here very soon. So we'll see who the Rams selected once the white light disappears. And then we'll see who the Jags picked, and then we're up. We'll see what we can do. They took Homan, and the Jags take Battles. So there's a chance that we could trade down again here. Johannes, what's going on, man? Good to see you. And Deej as well. Deej, I can't believe you're awake. Pieces are just falling into your lap. That's why we trade down, man. So, running back, we can look at Townsend later. Wide receiver-wise, Cooper, third-round pick-ish. Mid-second round talent. He mainly just has speed. Again, any of these tight ends could be selected, but it's not really worth it. Like these two are second round. If they slip, we'll take them. Sanders, third round-ish. Third rounder for Woodley. So again, we're still waiting for either Jackson, Weaver, or Steele to fall. Pretty much anyone who's left out of these guys is who we could go with. Hi, Johannes, I'm doing great, man. Just won a Magic the Gathering tournament and I'm riding high. I don't think we have anybody here that we necessarily have to select this unless we wanted to go for Herbie Joyner, who is the best talent left on the board. I think we can take the risk here in the second. Late first round talent, late second round. Actually, we could probably trade down here too. What's the pick? What's the trade that's being offered? If not, we take Herbie Joyner. Second and a sixth, a second, third, and a sixth, second, third, and a sixth, second, fourth, and a seventh, second, and a fifth. All right, looks like we could get a second and a third. I think we make this pick. We make this pick. Now's the time. We're trading down. Is pretty much done. So, we are going to take the outside linebacker out of Tennessee, Herbie Joyner. Let's fucking go, baby! Yes! 73 hidden potential. He's 23. Oh my god, it's 4 out of 5. Whew! Let's fucking go. Johannes, I wish I could be involved, but I think for the SCL and the FCL, it's mainly, Finns and Swedes doing the commentary. Joyner, well-rounded, 89 acceleration. Let's go, man. He might only be star potential, but that's still such a great pickup. What an acquisition Joyner is. Let's see who the Saints take, and then we're up again. They took Van Dyke on the O-line. So we'll see who's here. If there's anybody worth taking in the middle of the second round. If not, we're going to hold off. Again, third round choice, you could argue, is a second round talent. Again, I'm going to let some of those tight ends fall off the board. I think we can trade down here until we see some of these defensive tackles fall off the board. Yeah, this is the spot to trade down now. We'll wait it out. We'll wait it out. Man, what a draft this has been. Absolutely crazy. So, second, third, sixth, second and a fourth. Starts off with a second and a third. We'll take that deal from Minnesota. A second, third, and a sixth. And Minnesota will trade up. I'm so happy with this draft right now. Let's just sim ahead to our next pick, so that way we don't have to worry about anything. And we'll see who's left here again for a mid-second round pick. That's on our draft board. And actually, let's just reorder our draft board in general. I think there's still too many players left. I think there's still probably too many players left, but this will help us in the long run, so let's just go ahead and do this and see what we got from there. So we will drop these 6 down and see who is left. Drop that 5th rounder down. That dude's a 3rd rounder. That dude's 2nd to 3rd rounder. 3rd rounder, 2nd to 3rd rounder. 4th rounder potentially. Again, we have some guys that all we could really do is go off of the combine. Too many players and too many picks. I mean, no. Not enough players and still not enough picks. The 5th rounder. Let's drop down there. So again, early second or late second, late second, late second, outright second, late first, early second. We got another outright 3rd round pick there. All right, we almost got this reorganized, as big of a pain in the ass as it could be. I wish there was easier ways to do it, but hey, at least it's an option. Again, 2nd rounder, 2nd rounder, 3rd rounder for Mr. Sanders. Edwards projected to be undrafted. All the way down here with you. Alright, we're almost where we need to be. Outright 4th rounder. Quite a few guys on our board now that are projected to be 4th rounders. So again, this is why we traded down in those situations, because we still nailed it with the players. And now we have a ton of draft picks, not only in the rest of this draft, but in the next couple years as well. So I am very happy with that. This guy would be a potential 5th rounder. And then the guy at the top, probably aiming to get him in the 3rd round. So, in terms of the top players we're looking at here, 2nd round or better, we'd be looking at Steele, Weaver, or one of the 3 tight ends. Again, I'll explore potentially trading down since 2 of those defensive tackles are still on the board. Depends on what's available. And we're going to be able to just dominate the draft. 2nd and a 3rd from Buffalo. You are right that Jackson got picked. I should probably go for Weaver. But there is that other guy as well. And we have another pick coming up not that long from now. I'm going to take that 2nd and 3rd from Buffalo. Because our next pick is just a few picks away. And we will likely have to go Weaver. Fuck, I should have gone for him. I said I should have gone for him and I got greedy. I held on for a little bit too long. Traded down one too many times. Which means that Eric Steele is our guy here. You blew it. I have had an incredible draft. He might have normal dev and we won't have to care. It was close. Let's outright go for Eric Steele here. How good are you? 72 normal dev. 47th in true value. We got him at 52. We, didn't have an extreme need for a defensive tackle. He has 90 strength, 86 acceleration. I'm not against that. Obviously, if we had gotten Weaver, we would have just decimated this draft. But hey, you can't get everybody that you want. We are in the 3rd round. Let's see who's on the board here. So 1 tight end left. 3rd round. Again, 3rd round. All right, up to, we're down to Dalton, is what we're considering a potential 3rd rounder here. So really quickly, we have a crap load of linebackers, couple of defensive end options. We have an offensive guard and a wide receiver that could go here in the 3rd round. Let's be honest, I think we could use the wide receiver help, I should say, over any other position. Glenn Cooper, one of the fastest wideouts in this draft, out of the University of Florida. Let's take Glenn Cooper. 72 normal dev, good pick, 46th in true value. We got him at 68. 94 speed and acceleration. His kick return is a 90. So say hello to our new kick returner, Glenn Cooper. Good with that pick as well. Again, this is why we traded down. We are right back on the clock as well. And we'll hopefully find another steal. So we're going to tight end, a guard. I think that is, yeah, indeed, that's one of the last offensive linemen left that we were looking at. Shitload of linebackers. So we should take somebody in the top 4. Jaden Jones has decent agility and speed. Not a very good bench, but he could be moved out. Mid-2nd round talent, late 3rd round projection. Woodley is just outright a late 3rd. Sanders, late 2nd round talent. It's got to be Sanders or Jones. And judging by, I mean, yeah, it's got to be Martin Sanders. It's got to be. He's probably the best left guard in the draft. Not bad. We have a depth lineman. 63rd in true value. We got him at 69th. Normal dev, 70 overall. Not bad. Not bad at all. Skip ahead to our next pick. Let's see what we got. So I'm pretty damn happy with how this draft panned out. I mean, again, we didn't get everybody that we wanted, but that's not how it works. 1 linebacker left after all that, and it's Dalton. Good speed and agility. Strength is a bit questionable. He's 21. Woodley, good speed and agility. And then Odom, we don't need as much, but he could be sick. I'm going to go for Paul Dalton, linebacker out of West Virginia. 70 overall, 21 years old, hidden dev. 62nd in true value, we get him at 77. That is our 5th hidden dev player of this draft already. Killing this draft. 90 speed as well for Paul Dalton. Beautiful. He looks like a 70-year-old man, but he doesn't play like one. Next up in the 3rd round, what else do we got? Anybody else who's worth taking here? Anybody else? We'll take Woodley as well. Interesting defensive option. Broderick Woodley. That's our 2nd reach of the draft. Normal dev, 69 overall at 23. We will test him elsewhere. Maybe he'd be a little bit better. So a depth player in the 3rd round. Not great. Not a horrific loss, I'd say. He's at least usable. You know, the AI are running into some picks where it's just a disaster. Last pick of the 3rd round, and then we don't have another one until the 4th. Tight end I wanted is gone. So we'll trade down from this pick. See what we can get. Might as well. I was hoping that tight end would still be there, but that's all right. 4th and a 6th seems to be the going rate. We'll take the deal from Philadelphia for the hell of it. Why not? So Philly, enjoy the pick. We'll save a little bit of money by doing that. Who do we have that was projected for the 4th round? It's either Terrell Winslow, Bobby Bush, or a safety in Ronnie Stewart. Stewart has good speed, jumping, agility, decent strength at 23. Bobby Bush, decent speed, okay agility and strength at 22. And Terrell Winslow, decent speed and strength, good agility at 22. I like the look of Terrell Winslow. Let's go for Terrell. Decent depth option. Bit of a reach in terms of overall depth. Not bad. For someone we had no information on whatsoever, it's a depth option. A cheap one at that. I'm happy with that. What do we got next? What do we got next? Anybody? Bush and Stewart are both still there. 3 out of 4. Let's go for Ronnie Stewart out of Texas Tech. Again, not bad. It's a reach. We had no information on him. He's a depth player, though. 66 overall, normal at 23. That's okay. I mean, to get a useful depth option in the 4th round is kind of the goal. As we're going to skip well ahead now into the 5th round. The end of the 5th round. Let's see who's available. Just one guy, Bobby Bush. Still there. Let's take him. That's why he was still there. He was trash. Other teams had more info. 22, normal dev, 63. Depth option for a year or two. It was worth the risk. We identified him as having good combine results. Towards the end of the 6th round. Who do we got? Anybody left on our board? Oh, yeah. So a safety, either Ty Chapman or Alante Best. Number 1 in speed, number 1 in vert, or 3rd in vert jump, decent acceleration and bench. Oof, Alante Best, it's got to be. Has everything but top-notch agility. Also a bit unfortunate. Again, those combine results can be deceiving. 22-65 normal. Depth option for the secondary. That's pretty disappointing. But we didn't have time to scout everybody, obviously. Especially with that scout cheese not being in the game anymore. Is the other safety still there? Yes, he is. Let's take Ty Chapman as well. And he was about the same. 63 overall, normal dev, 22. So, we have a lot of depth for the secondary. And our final pick of this draft, finally, who's it going to be? One of these 4. Either Isaiah Edwards, who's okay. Sean McLean, who's okay. Damian Cloud, promising. Promising. D'Angelo Pope, also promising. And Abraham. I hate to take another secondary option. It'd be our 4th free safety of the draft. As you see, we have picked 4 offensive players, a quarterback, 2 wideouts, and a guard. And the rest has been defense. I like the looks of Damian Cloud. And he's trash. So for the most part there, our late round picks did not pan out. We had no info in terms of scouting. But for the most part, we knocked this draft out of the park. Like, we had a fantastic overall draft here. And we'll take a look at the recap. Actually, I might have to go back over to the other side here. So again, we ended up with Oscar Aiken, and then a home run with Rudolph, Spillman, Baldwin. Joyner was solid as well. We did really well, and then back half was pretty tragic, if we're being honest. So, first round picks. Let's see, the number 1 overall pick, we didn't trade up to get him, Carson Phillips. We might have made a mistake. I mean, we still got a great quarterback. So think we would have had, how much would we have had to have traded to get the number 1 overall pick from the 6th to get Carson Phillips? He looks like he's going to be a beast for Philly. We still did okay, though. We did all right. But he is already the 16th rated QB in the league. So, tough there. Tough. Breston ended up being good, too. I thought he'd be shit. So we didn't go for him. Juan Wade. Decent for Buffalo. Not amazing, but pretty good. All things considered. Eric Hart, also a beast. We decided not to trade up for him either. Mike Roberts was our top wide receiver target. We were right to have him as our top wide receiver target. Jeray Hamilton, I avoided because I wasn't sure. He still looks pretty damn good. And then Dante Thomas, hidden dev, but low overall for a football team. Elijah Jones, 23 hidden dev, but only a 70. Otis Allen, beast. Beast of a pick for Detroit. So again, we missed out on some pretty damn good players with our trade down tactics. Marlon Holiday would have been a great pick as well. Isaiah Davidson at corner, bust. We did have him on our list. So see, Like, yeah, we missed out on some great players, but I also could have drafted Davidson like I wanted to, and we would have been wrong to do so. Oscar Elliott looks great. Damn. Pat Hillman would have been great. And yeah, T-Cage, right? Like, you got to think of it. The Eagles got the better quarterback, but not only did we get a good quarterback as well, we still have a ton of draft picks too. So I'm happy with it. And we don't have to pay our quarterback as much in terms of salary bonuses. Another hidden dev for Dylan. Dom Peterson, also hidden dev. And then LaMarcus Gibson, hidden dev as well. 23 years old. And then again, Oscar Aiken was our first pick. We risked it a bit too much because we know Aiken did not work. And then Brian Dent. So again, we risked it a few times. We still had a really, really good draft. Would it have been nice to get Dent and Gibson and Holiday and Roberts? Yeah, but you can't. It's the NFL draft. You can't do it. Again, look at the bonus money. So instead of paying Phillips $24 million as a signing bonus, we're paying Rudolph $7. And he's a 78. So it's worth it. You know, take the risk because you can still end up with great players and have to pay them less. And that's the strategy. Try to pay our star players for as little as we possibly can. Pettis also had hidden dev. Derek Wesley might just be the Brady successor yet. Anthony Christie was also good. The Patriot way, pretty much. Scroggins, not bad. 6'5" linebacker. Kendall Dubois. Man, the first round was just packed full of hidden talents. Jack Dalton was decent. Marcus Campbell was a bust. Evan Gaither is decent. Went to the Dolphins. Bryce Bramble. So yeah, again, the big linebackers, the big safety that we had a feeling were going to be good, they were good. But, you know, instead of Bramble, 77 overall hidden dev, we got Spillman, 74 overall hidden dev, and we kept draft picks. So I don't hate it. Take someone who's slightly worse, but still keep draft picks, pay them a little bit less. We do what we got to do. And then Lamar Adkins was the final pick of the first round. Thank God we did not take Lamar Adkins. That's why you don't risk running backs in round one. In terms of other big names, Alani Lawrence would have been real nice to end up with him. Who else were we looking at? Bobby White. Would have been real nice to end up with Bobby White. We ended up with Baldwin instead, who was about the same but 2 years younger. Matt Jackson, 76, hidden dev, would have been great. He was one of the guys that we risked it to not take and keep extra assets on the team. Brandon Weaver also would have been great. So that was the real one that we got wrong. Was ending up with Eric Steele instead of one of those two defensive tackles. That was our big miss of the draft, unfortunately. Is we really botched that and should have gone for one of the defensive tackles. So, it is what it is. But for the most part, we did have a very good draft. It is obviously very tough. Jose Choice, damn, would have been a great pick. 73 hidden. What about the other running back in the fourth? Townsend? Let me see if I can find him. But, yeah, like I said, for the most part, I am... how'd you get the 15-hour demo? We have to be, like, right to the limit. Right to the limit. It's got to be very close. But yeah, all in all, I'm pretty damn happy with that draft. I think we did very well for ourselves. There might have been some other names to check, but hey, I think we are low on time. Greg Townsend wouldn't have been that good. So, I'm happy with that. How could we not be? That was a pretty goddamn good draft. And we head into what's going to have to be a very interesting off-season as well, because we still have, as I have been disconnected from the EA servers, that might be it. That might be my time right there. There it is. I think right as we end the draft, we hit our time. That's what it looks like. Maybe. No. It's got to be close. It's got to be close. But we timed that incredibly well. Let's see what we got for time. It might not even let me load back in. Maybe backing out was a mistake. I should have stayed until it kicked me. Did I run out of time? Ho, 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 to the wire. To the wire. With Madden. So, yeah. Hey, we're looking all right. We're looking all right. What a draft, though.